Good.
5 o'clock. Here we go. Okay. It is 5 p.m. A quorum is present, and the meeting has been duly called and posted in the time and manner required by law. I would like to invite the Reverend Carrie Veal, my pastor at Second Baptist Church, to the podium to open our meeting with prayer and lead us in the pledges.
Thank you. Please join me in prayer. Gracious and loving God, we gather tonight from many walks of life, different traditions and different experiences, different hopes for this community, and yet we come united by a shared desire that the children and young people entrusted to our care may grow in wisdom and compassion, courage and opportunity. We give thanks for teachers and administrators, staff and board members, parents and volunteers, all those who carry the daily work of education, often with unseen sacrifice and steady dedication. Grant them patience when the work is difficult, wisdom when decisions are complex, and humility when listening matters most. Help this meeting be marked not by division for division's sake, but by honest conversation, mutual respect, and a commitment to the common good. Remind us that every policy, every budget line, every debate ultimately touches the lives of students, children who deserve safety and encouragement, belonging and hope. May we lead with integrity. May we speak with kindness. May we listen with openness. May we remember that strong communities are built when people choose collaboration over everything else. And as for these students of Lubbock ISD, may they always know they are valued. May they be inspired to learn and to grow. May they discover the gifts within them and use those gifts for the good of the world. Guide us in the work before us tonight, and may peace, wisdom, and compassion shape all that is said and done here. Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now please join me in the pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Carrie. Yeah. I'm going to invite Mike Meeks to go ahead and thank you to come forward, and we're going to have some student recognitions for athletics, and we are delighted to have such a full house of recognition.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Good afternoon, President Sharp, Board of Trustees, Dr. Rollo. Thank you for the opportunity to recognize our kids who have either competed at the state level or have earned all-state recognition or have earned academic all-state recognition. So we've got a lot, so I'm going to get right into it. We're recognizing all spring sports, starting all the way back to basketball with all of our associations, TGCA, THSCA, and then we have some special recognitions along the way. So y'all hang on. So, all right, where are the kids at? All right, we're going to start with baseball.
They're coming.
They're coming.
And we've got 4 groups, and so we'll just invite you to transition right along the way.
That way, guys. Yeah, I got that fixed. All right, here we go. Starting with baseball from Coronado High School. Now, school's out. Some of our kids they're gone to camps and started summer vacation. So I'm not real sure what our attendance is going to be, but I'm going to recognize everybody that's on the list as we go through here. So, guys, when I call your name, y'all make the rounds. Okay, starting off from Coronado High School, Campbell Stanek. Campbell was THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Next up is Elliot Mesquias. He was THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Next is Grayson Dunnigan. Grayson was THSCA Academic All-State First Team. Next is Jace Decker. Jace was THSCA Academic All-State Second Team. Next is Jackson Thurman. THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Next is Julius Arona, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Next is student trainer Catherine Zavala, THSCA Academic All-State Second Team. And then Samuel Sauceda, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, and they were coached by Coach Brad Bibb, head baseball coach at Coronado High School.
Just a little bit this way, right there. Good. Here goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
All right, next for Monterey High School, Aaron Lopez, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Next is Kanan Long. THSCA Academic All-State Second Team. Next is Corbin Summerford, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Next is Isabella Palomo, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Next is Lincoln Lamb, THSCA Academic All-State Second Team. And Nathan Dickinson, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. And they're coached by Ralph Ramon.
Goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Good.
All right, athletes in basketball. From Coronado High School, Kaylee Smith. I don't think Kaylee's here. Kaylee Smith was TGCA All-State, and she was coached by Katie Farrell. Next is Estacada High School, Addie McNeil. Addie was THSCA Academic All-State Second Team, and she was coached by Jay January. From Lubbock High School, Alexis Lopez. Alexis was THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Next is Cadence DeLuna. Cadence was TGCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Next is Music Galvan. She was THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention and TGCA Academic All-State. And they were coached by Gerardo Arzaga, head basketball coach. I think Gerardo was out of town. Get another picture with Mr. Stewart.
hold up your certificate. Good. Here goes. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right, girls basketball from Monterey High School. First is Ariana Johnson. She's North Texas commit, TGCA All-State, and THSCA Super Elite Team, and I don't believe she's here. Next is Ava Longoria, TGCA Academic All-State. Next is Tia McLaughlin. TGCA Academic All-State. Next is Zanaya Wilkerson, TGCA Academic All-State. All right, bro, you're going to have to come stand by me for a second. Okay? It's going to take a minute. All right. Please welcome Ambrosia Cole. Ambrosia was TGCA All-State, THSCA Super Elite MVP. She was also the Lubbock Avalanche Journal Player of the Year this year, and she is also the TGCA 5A, 6A Athlete of the Year, and we'll have a special recognition here in just a moment for her. Her recruiting profile, she was a highly rated 4-star prospect by 247 Sports and ESPN. She's committed to play basketball right here at home at Texas Tech University. Her season this year, 25-26, she led the South Plains with over 30 points a game. She made 65 three-pointers. That's a lot, y'all. I'm just telling you. She also averaged 5.2 rebounds, 5.1 assists, 2.3 steals over 36 games. And at this time, I want to introduce her to Sam Tipton. He's the executive director of the Texas High School Girls Coaches Association, and she's going to present Ambrosia as the TGCA 5A, 6A Player of the Year. Sam?
Thank you all so much for the opportunity to be here tonight. This is kind of a special award, and it's really a special award for Lubbock, Texas, Lubbock ISD, Monterey High School. This is the third year in a row Monterey has had the 5A, 6A Girls Basketball Athlete of the Year for Texas Girls Coaches Association. Congratulations. To tell you just a little bit about the award, we take all the 5A, 6A girls basketball players in the state of Texas, and we're a pretty good sized state. It can be a freshman, it can be a sophomore, a junior, or a senior that can win this award. Now, like I say, the same young lady from Monterey won it 2 years in a row. We're really proud of the next one to win it from Monterey. The main reason is we always love to keep our basketball players in Texas, and if we can, we want them to be Lady Raiders. So tonight, from all the coaches in the state of Texas, your 5A, 6A 2025-26 Athlete of the Year, coached by Chelsea Hunter, Monterey High School, Ambrosia Cole.
Thank you, Sam.
I'll let you get a picture with her by yourself first, and then we'll do our, add everybody in.
Ready? 1, 2, and 3. One more.
And I'll give you these. You've got 4 of these. Yes, all right. Yes.
No, you'll switch spots with.
Which the student.
But take one step forward. Good. All right, here goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
And again, Ambrosia was coached by Chelsea Hunter, and Coach Hunter was unable to be here as she's out of town. All right. Monterey boys basketball. Please welcome Kanan Long, THSCA Academic All-State second team. Next is Elijah Smothers. THSCA Academic All-State first team. And next is Sam Arrington, THSCA Academic All-State honorable mention. And they're coached by Josh Davis.
Forward. Good. All right, and here goes. Ready?
All right, next sport is soccer. Okay, girls soccer from Coronado High School. Please welcome Sky Zent. Sky was THSCA Academic All-State 5A, first team All-Region goalkeeper, TASC first team All-Region 5A goalkeeper, Academic All-State, TGCA Academic All-State, and All-State 5A. Congratulations, Sky. And she's coached by Colby Sharp.
Step this way, and then one step forward. Good. Goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Good.
All right, from Monterey High School, girls soccer, Alina Arias. She was THSCA Academic All-State second team. Next is Ashton Davis, THSCA Academic All-State honorable mention. Next is Mackenzie Flores, THSCA Academic All-State honorable mention. And Sophia Contreras, THSCA Academic All-State second team. She was coached by Jared Loeffler, and Coach Loeffler was unable to be here as well. Okay, on the boys' side for Monterey High School, James Tuttle, THSCA Academic All-State honorable mention. Next is Jasias Ruiz, THSCA Academic All-State honorable mention, and Treshawn White, THSCA Academic All-State second team, and they were coached by head boys soccer coach Simon Hernandez.
Guys, one step forward. Good. Goes. Ready? 1, 2.
Okay, softball from Monterey High School. Jaden Smith. THSCA Academic All-State and THSCA Academic All-State Elite team. Caitlin Garcia, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention, and Riley Mines, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. They were coached by head softball coach Brian Cronk. They're wrangling them out there. All right, tennis. Spring tennis from Coronado High School. Easton Vera. Easton was THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Henley Christodulo. THSCA Academic All-State First Team. Lily McMinn, THSCA Academic All-State Second Team. Owen Edwards. THSCA Academic All-State First Team. Spencer Swindell, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention.
Goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Good.
Keep on coming. All right, back from Estacada High School in track and field. Please welcome again Addie McNeil. Addie competed at the state UIL track and field championships. She was a UIL state qualifier. She was the bronze medalist in the 100-meter dash with a time of 11.69. She was coached by Trent Ward.
She's fake.
You're ready.
She's great.
She's on vacation.
Goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Good.
Next from Estacada High School, Iverson McGuire. Iverson qualified for the state championships, and he was the silver medalist at second place in the boys 200-meter dash with a time of 21.29 seconds. That's fast, y'all. Iverson was coached by Reginald Davis III.
Goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Good.
Next up, Lubbock High School. Abigail Barnett. She was THSCA Academic All-State Elite Team. Next is Isaac Montoya. Isaac was a UIL state qualifier in the 100 and the 400 wheelchair. He was bronze medalist in the 100 wheelchair, and he was 7th place in the 400 meters. He's a 4-time competitor. Next is Jade Martin. Jade was a state qualifier. She finished in 7th place in the girls' discus with a throw of 132 feet 10 inches. Next is Mia Elizondo. Mia was THSCA Academic All-State 2nd team. Next is Sarah Dye. Sarah was THSCA Academic All-State 1st team, and they were coached by Michael Sparks, head girls track coach and boys track coach. Michael coached Isaac as well.
If you hold up your certificates. All right, here goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
All right, for my. Okay. All right, from Monterey High School, please welcome Aria Puga, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention, Gabby Garcia, THSCA Academic Honorable Mention, Jordan Williams, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention, Maja Lewis. Maja was a UIL State Track and Field Champion qualifier. She was 4th place in the girls' triple jump, and she's the current record holder at 40 feet, 2 3/4 inches in the triple jump, and she was a 5-event athlete in the course of all the spring track meets. Tia McLaughlin. THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention, and Zariah Norris, THSCA Academic All-State Honorable Mention. These girls were coached by head girls track coach and girls athletic coordinator at Monterey High School, Krista Jones.
Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
All right, from Talkington School for Young Women's Leaders, please welcome the first ever state qualifier in track and field, Ayaka Burgess. Eichel qualified for the state track and field champions. She was 9th place in both the long jump and triple jump. She's coached by head girls track coach Sabrina Kelly.
Do a little bit this way. Forward. Good. All right, here goes. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. Good.
No wrestling. Okay. All right, wrestling is next. I don't believe our two wrestlers are here. Jackson Russell from Lubbock High School, THSCA Academic All-State, and Lena Malik Al-Kahafaji from Lubbock High Girls Wrestling, THSCA Academic All-State, and honorable mention. They're coached by Coach Richard Leal, and they're not in attendance today. So, moving on with wrestling, in recognition of the THSCA Region 1 5A Coach of the Year for Coach Leal. Again, he's not in attendance today. He's working wrestling's become year-round, y'all. So he's at a clinic in the Panhandle, working at a clinic right now. But a brief rundown for Coach Leal. Coach Leal is the head boys wrestling coach at Lubbock High School and has been named the Texas High School Coaches Association Region 1 5A Boys Wrestling Coach of the Year. Coach Leal oversees more than 70 student athletes across Lubbock High boys and girls wrestling programs. He's built a culture of discipline, accountability, and competitive excellence this season. That culture shows up on the mat in a big way. The Westerners this year captured the District 4 5A district championship, and he finished as the Region 1 5A boys runner-up in the team championship. 7 of his wrestlers advanced to the UIL state champions, and one of those young men, Jackson Russell, that we just recognized, stood at the podium to receive the bronze medal. On behalf of Lubbock ISD Athletics, please congratulate Richard Leal as the THSCA Region 1 5A Boys Wrestling Coach of the Year. I wrote my words down so I wouldn't cry. So here we go. All right, you ready? Okay. All right, very excited to introduce Jolie Luce, Assistant Athletic Director, to you. Each year, the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association, THSADA, honors one outstanding athletic administrator from each of the 8 regions across the state of Texas. This year, Jolie has been selected as the Region 1 Athletic Administrator of the Year, an honor that recognizes excellence in leadership, professionalism, compliance, and service to student athletes. Jolie will also be recognized alongside the other 7 representatives or 7 regions in the THSADA regions at the THSADA Hall of Honor banquet on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, as a part of the annual THSADA State Conference. Jolie first joined Lubbock ISD in 2007, beginning her career at Irons Middle School before moving to Coronado High School, where she served as an English teacher and physical education teacher, a coach, academic dean, an assistant principal. Her classroom, her coaching staff, and her administrative offices all benefited from the same quality, a deep, genuine commitment to her students. Her role and title is Assistant Athletic Director over Personnel and Business. She works with our campus administration in the hiring process of our coaches. She oversees UIL compliance, oversight of eligibility and UIL rules compliance. She coordinates all the travel for our student athletes. She oversees girls' middle school sports, volleyball, basketball, soccer, tennis, and golf, just to give you a scope of what she does for Lubbock ISD Athletics. Jolie embodies everything we want as an athletic administrator and everything we want for young people of Lubbock ISD. She brings integrity and dedication to every decision, whether it's helping a campus hire the right coach, protecting our students' UIL eligibility, or advocating for our girls' sports program with the same passion she had as a teacher and a coach on the sideline. And I personally know that because she coached my daughter. Okay? This recognition from THSADA is well deserved, but those of us who work alongside her every day already know that, and this award confirms that. She is exceptional, she leads with care, she works with precision, and she puts students first in everything she does. JJ and I are incredibly proud to work with you each day, and we're grateful for what you bring to Lubbock ISD athletics. Please congratulate Jolie Luce, THSCD.
That's good. Don't cry.
It goes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It goes. Ready?
That it?
Yes, yeah. Jolie's going to take a picture with the other coaches that are here for just a minute.
Any athletic staff that wants to come up and take a picture with Jolie?
All the coaches.
Give me that. Yeah.
Okay, you're going to have to do 2 rows.
There you go. Yeah, and then if you'll take a step forward, good, and then actually we'll get you on the edge here. Right. Coach Rod, if you'll scoot up just a little bit, and then right there, Coach Roy, if you'll scoot up just a little bit, and then Jolie, if you'll scoot up just a little bit, right there. Here goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Good. That's it.
Okay. With that, I'm going to ask Cesar De Leon to come forward. Executive Director of Fine Arts, and we're going to recognize more students. So, come ahead.
Hello, President Sharp, board members, and Superintendent Rollo. It is a great day to be a Lubbock ISD community member, student, and our great team. Today, we are recognizing a student who has gone from the region area to the area level to the state level. And she's not here with us today because she's out conquering the world and still doing it, but she's not here with us today. The student first competed at the regional level, showcasing her artwork, received a superior rating, then moved on to the area level where she competed down in Austin. And she won that contest as well, and she went on to the state level, where she was named one of 150 students from across the state, where thousands and thousands of students entered and competed, and one of just 2 students in Region 17, and the only one in our school district to be named as a Gold Seal winner for her artwork, Breakfast in Bed. This is Aaliyah Garcia from Coronado High School. Perfect. Our next student, we're very excited about this young man who's here with us today. He wanted me to make sure to share that he is in 3rd grade, but he is going on to 4th grade. Every year, the city of Lubbock keeps the Lubbock Beautiful Art Contest, addresses issues of waste, preservation, and conservation in our great city through the language of art. Each year, a new theme for the contest is chosen, and this year's theme was Creators and Pollinators. The contest is open to students of all ages, kinder through 12th grade. So our young friend here competed with students from kinder through 12th grade from across the city. And a winner from each age group is chosen. Each chosen to receive a $100 prize. From those top 3, one winner has the chance to have their art featured on multiple solid waste trucks from the city of Lubbock. So our good friend from Lubbock ISD is proud to announce that the winner of the 2026 Keep Lubbock Beautiful, Stash the Trash art contest is Roscoe Wilson's own Garanja Beta. And Garanja's student is the one and only Celeste Turner. Now, President Sharp, board members, and Superintendent Rollo, 20 students from Evans Middle School achieved notable recognition after strong performances at the Junior Vase Visual Arts Competition on April 18th. Junior Vase is a TAEA-sponsored event that recognizes exemplary intermediate, middle school, and junior high school student artwork. Junior evaluator entries are based on originality, technical expertise, understanding of the Texas Essential Knowledge of Skills, or TEKS, and how well the artwork interprets the student's stated intent. Because of this perfect rating, these students qualify for the Platinum Award, which is awarded to the top 10% of students in the region. And 2 of these students ultimately received that prestigious award. Students' recognitions are as follows. So our first student is Araceli Vasquez. Our next student, Platinum Award, Bailey Brown. Isabel Law. Our next student is Jalen York. Our next student is Jet Garcia. Camry Hester. Kayla Brown. Lucy McRee. Madison McCollum. Michaela Arriaga. Marlena Montes Vasquez. Melody Clifton Souls. Rosalie Larzalier. Sadira Esparza. Sophia Sanchez. Platinum Award recipient Taylor Shuttle. Thomas Walls. Whitney Hamilton. Zaliza Hernandez. And Zoe Gully. And I believe we're going to take a group picture. All of you students are taught by Miss Taylor Pletcher and Aaron Buchanan from Evans Middle School.
Look at these problem solved.
All right, and look in here. Here goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, we're going to have a brief swap, so parents from the first two recognitions can get out and make room for the parents for the next recognitions.
I really am just.
All right. With that, I'll invite Chad Haskins to come forward and as our coordinator of advanced academics.
Thank you, President Sharp, Dr. Rolo, trustees. As always, it is a distinct pleasure to recognize academically talented students. Tonight, I have the pleasure of recognizing our national and state speech and debate qualifiers. Lubbock ISD students continue to excel in speech and debate at both the state and the national levels. Through regular season competitions, rigorous qualifying processes, students have earned the opportunity to represent the district in prestigious tournaments across Texas and the United States. The three give a brief overview of the three tournaments that our students qualified for. The first one is the Texas Forensics Association, or TFA. Students earn points through the season by advancing to semifinal and final rounds, with top-ranking competitors qualifying for the state tournament. 5 students representing Lubbock ISD at the TFA state tournament earlier this spring in Frisco, Texas. The next event is the National Individuals Event Tournament of Champions, or NETOC. Students must earn 2 bids in lower level competitions, designated qualifier tournaments. 5 students represented Lubbock ISD in May in Kansas City, Missouri. The third event is National Speech and Debate Association, or NSDA, which is a national tournament that students qualify for by placing in the top 3 at a district tournament. Lubbock ISD is part of the second largest NSDA district in the country. So these are incredible outcomes for these students. The district tournament was hosted at Monterey High School, and 6 students will represent Lubbock ISD in the NSDA national tournament in June in Richmond, Virginia. So so I don't forget, our first group to be recognized is Lubbock High School, and the Lubbock High School team was coached by Ricky Schaefer. Our first student to be recognized is Bobby Christopher. Bobby competed in the NSDA national tournament and qualified in humorous interpretation. Next is Braddock Bray. Braddock was a NSDA national tournament qualifier in congressional debate. Okay. Okay, next is Danielle McCourt. Danielle was a TFA state tournament qualifier in informative speaking and original oratory, a TFA state champion in impromptu speaking, and NETOC qualifier in original oratory. Okay. Next is Elsie Emendak. Elsie was a NETOC qualifier in domestic extemporaneous speaking. Okay. Our next student is Kayla Gabrielle Bueno. Kayla is a TFA state tournament qualifier in duo interpretation. Okay, next is Mason Whitty. And Mason is a TFA state tournament qualifier in dramatic interpretation, duo interpretation, and program oral interpretation. He placed 5th in the TFA tournament in program oral interpretation, and he was a NeoTalk qualifier for program oral interpretation and dramatic interpretation. At the state meet, he was a quarterfinalist for the oral interpretation event and an octafinalist in the dramatic interpretation. Next is Sanvi Sharma, and Sanvi was a NeoTalk qualifier in international extemporaneous speaking. And then our final student from Lubbock High is Vera Rose Giemza, and Vera Rose competed in the NSDA national tournament and was a qualifier in international extemporaneous speaking. Okay, our next student, our Monterey High School. Monterey High School team is coached by Victoria Wood. Our first student to be recognized is Brielle Williams. Brielle is a TFA state tournament qualifier in domestic extemporaneous, informative, and original oratory, a Neotalk qualifier in informative speaking, and an NSDA national tournament qualifier in original oratory. Okay, next is Haley Rowan. Haley is a TFA state tournament qualifier in Lincoln Douglas debate and an NSDA national tournament qualifier in World Schools debate. And next is Haley Miller. Haley is a TFA state qualifier in duo interpretation. Then next is Siobhan Jada, or S.J. Richards. And S.J. was a TFA state tournament qualifier in duo interpretation.
Here goes, ready? 1, 2, and
All right, our next group to be recognized is our academic UIL state qualifiers. If you're unfamiliar with it, the University Interscholastic League, or UIL, academic contest offers students the opportunity to compete in 30 academic events, including contests such as math, science, speech and debate, journalism, and STEM-related events. These activities, which exist to complement the academic curriculum, are designed to motivate students as they acquire higher levels of knowledge, to challenge students to confront issues of importance, and to provide students with the opportunity to demonstrate mastery of specific skills. Students are challenged to think critically and creatively, exhibiting much more than knowledge and comprehension. All students who compete, whether they advance to the state meet or not, gain unique experiences, knowledge, and skills by competing in UIL. Students and teams who place in the top 3 of their event at the district meet advance to the region, and those students who qualify in the top 3 of the region advance to the state competition. This year, Lubbock ISD is proud to announce the following students who were state qualifiers. Our first school is Coronado High School. Let's recognize Grayson Duggan. And Grayson was 2nd place in accounting. Okay, next is Owen Edwards. Owen earned an individual award, 2nd place in accounting. Next is Eli Davenport. Ollie Davenport, sorry. And then Hensley, and I apologize, Christodoulou. The accounting team was awarded 2nd place and was a wild card advancement to the state and earned 3rd place at the state. And the Coronado team was coached by Brent Chamberlain. Hey. All right, we also have from Coronado High School, Haley Parrott Curtis. Haley earned an individual award at 3rd place in feature writing, and Haley was coached by Catherine Rocap. Okay, next are our students from Lubbock High School. Some of these names you will recognize. Our first student is Braddock Bray. Okay, and Braddock was a state qualifier in Congress. Next is Danielle McCourt. And Danielle was a state qualifier in student Congress and earned an individual award, first place for cross-examination debate. Okay, and then last on the, this was Grant McCall, who was a state qualifier in Congress and first place in cross-examination debate. And then the Lubbock High School team was coached by Ricky Schaefer. Okay, and then next is, and I apologize if I mispronounce this name, is Adiyat Ramkumar, and his individual award, first place in science, chemistry, top scorer. Okay, next is Juno Kamgari. LaShawn Prado and Senho Choi. These individuals were the first place science team and earned the 5th place position at the state tournament. And then the science team was coached by Billy Harper. And our last group to be recognized is our students from Talkington School for Young Women Leaders. First is Catherine Lithuania. And Catherine earned the individual award for 2nd place in poetry interpretation. And then next is Obrita Arushi. Obrita earned an individual award as 2nd place in ready writing and went on to place 1st at the state tournament. The Talkington team was coached by Haley Cardenas and Lindsay Fitzhugh. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad. We recognize that it's summer, and a lot of these kiddos, some of them have already graduated and others have started summer, so we understand that. All good. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Kim Callison, Assistant Superintendent for Teaching and Learning, to the podium for the recognition of Science Fair State Qualifiers. Dr. Callison.
Thank you so much. It is with my honor that I get to recognize our state fair, our Science Fair State Qualifiers this evening from all across the district. The South Plains Regional Science and Engineering Fair is an annual competition for students in grades 4 through 12 from the South Plains and the Panhandle regions of Texas. The competition is hosted by Texas Tech University, where students from over 40 area counties are able to work on and demonstrate their experiments and knowledge. Winners go on to compete at the state level at the Texas State Science and Engineering Fair and the Thermo Fisher Scientific Junior Innovators Challenge. That is a mouthful. This year, we are proud to announce that we had 16 Lubbock ISD students that qualified to compete at the state level. And I'm going to announce all of them from all of the different schools. So first off, and I know we do have several of them that are out of town already this summer, from Evans Middle School, we had Landon Prop, who was first place in the biological division, coached by Christian Bennings. Also, then from McCool Academy, coached by Catherine Prenot, we had Andre Shaw Jr., who was first place in the physical division. He's out of town. And then we had Michael Otiana, who was third place in the physical division. From Lubbock High School, coached by Christine Teef, we had Aditya Ramkumar. You saw him just a minute ago. He was third place in the physical division. We had August Ramsey, who was first place in the biological division. Philippe DeFarias, first place in the physical division. Han Sung Zo, first place in the biological division. Raghoff Nandana, first place in the biological division. And thank you. And Rupan Reddy, who was also first place in the biological division. And our Lubbock High contenders were all coached by Christine Teef. From Ramirez Elementary School and coached by Jasmine Perez, we have Abby Latora, who was third place in the biological division. Anna Mata, who was second place in the physical division. Bennett Brooke, who was second place in the biological division. Elijah Ibarra, third place in the physical division. Eva Winahan, who was first place in the physical division. And last but not least, we have two finalists from Talkington School for Young Women Leaders, coached by Sabrina Moulter. We have Chow Ha, who was first place in the biological division. And then lastly, we have Bolawatif Tapir, who was first place in the physical division. All right, let's give a hand for all of these wonderful finalists.
And if your teachers or principals are in the room, and this way.
Smaller students on the front, the taller ones on the back. All of us together? Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
You need me to move? You're taller than me. Okay.
Thank you for being a perfectionist, Dr. Thank you, ma'am.
And then looking here, here goes. Ready? You hold up your certificates. 1, 2, and 3. And one more. Good.
All right. With that, I will invite Kim to come return to the podium.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to switch gears a little bit from science to social studies.
Do we need a minute?
Yes. And we have a handful of our National History Day state qualifiers with us today. Every year, the Texas State Historical Association hosts Texas History Day, a project-based statewide research program and competition for grades 3 through 12, affiliated with the National History Day. During the competition, students choose a topic tied to the annual theme, conduct research with primary and secondary sources, and present their findings in one of several categories. Students advance to the state contest in Austin and have an opportunity to go on to National History Day competition. This year's theme was Revolution, Reaction, Reform in History. Students from across Lubbock ISD once again participated in Texas History Day at the state level, with several Hutchinson Middle School and Talkington School for Young Women Leaders students qualifying to compete at the national level or winning special awards. So our qualifiers for to compete at the national level from Hutchinson Middle School, taught by Lucas Dines, were Ash Martin, Emir Inan, Lucas Fullingham, and Seth Hart. Also from Hutch, oh, go ahead. We had 2 groups that won special awards. We had Aiden Zhao and Kenneth G., who had 2nd place overall, advancing to nationals with their documentary Sputnik 1, Above Earth, Beyond Imagination. And then we had a 2nd group from Hutchinson also that are advancing: Alexandra Wood, Ashley Kuhn, Grace Boyle, Karolinka Sorokwiev, and Lily Van Zant, who presented South Plains Regional Award, or they got the South Plains Regional Award for their performance of the Radium Girls. From Talkington School for Young Women Leaders, our finalists were taught by Toya Allison, and we have Etta Robb, Kylie White, two others who I don't believe are here, Marlo Barnes and Zoe Arnold, were also qualifiers. And then Talkington had 2 participants that received special awards. First of all, Sierra Villarreal received the C.M. Caldwell Memorial Award for Texas History, and Harper Harmeyer received the Naval Order of the United States Award. All right, let's give another round of applause for our National History Day state qualifiers.
All right, looking here. Here goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Good.
All right, next I'll invite Dr. Amy Baker to the podium, Executive Director of Career and Technical Education, to recognize more students.
More students. Congratulations, board. You have almost made it through 2 periods as a teacher on your feet. We are very proud of you this evening. We are here tonight to recognize our state qualifiers in FFA. If you are not familiar with our amazing FFA organization, it is a dynamic, student-led organization that supports students enrolled in agriculture education. They compete in fall events called leadership development events and in the spring career development events. We have 20 state qualifiers who competed at the state competition this April or May. We'd like to start this evening with our state qualifiers in cotton judging, coached by Ashley Mitchell, Alexandra Davis, Brinley Butts, Kaylin Baker, Kirian Price. We have 4 students from our environmental Environmental and Natural Resources team. I don't believe any of them are here tonight. They are coached by Sean Hightower. We have Emmett Jordan, Kyrian Price, Yates Dunn, and Wilson Dunn. Let's give that team a quick round of applause. As part of our Floriculture judging team, coached by our floral design instructor, Raylan Clement, we have Alexandra Townley, Anaya Fierro, Kennedy Poole, Matthew Vakatover, and Emma Gast. I believe the majority of our meat judging team is at a Texas Tech meat judging camp right now, but we do want to recognize that they are coached by Connor McKenzie, and we have one student representing today. Is it Charlie Ialua? How'd I do? We also have a wildlife team that competed at the state competition. They were coached by Sean Hightower. The wildlife team is not here this evening, but I do want to recognize Cassandra Connor, Emmett Jordan, Hunter Harris, Kyrian Price, that's a 3-time state champ, Leighton Hale, Yates Dunn, and Wilson Dunn. Congratulations. And we'll recognize all of our FFA state qualifiers in one group picture.
And looking here, here goes. Ready? One.
Congratulations, everybody.
And finally, I would like to invite Carrie Fulgham, Coordinator of Digital Learning. There you are, Carrie. I didn't see you. To the podium.
Thank you so much. I am excited to announce that we are bringing to you the esports state qualifiers from Coronado High School and Lubbock High School. These kids competed in a variety of different sports throughout the entire year, and we competed at the state tournament in Waco at Baylor University, and ended up with 2 second-place teams and 1 state winner. So I would like to introduce to you from Coronado High School, Brianna Gibson. Harmony Garcia. Mauro Galvanez. Nevea Martinez. Reese Harper. Not able to be here today was Chris Kephart, Colton Klein, Dakota Rodriguez, Gabriel Reyes, Annabelle O'Neill, and Robbie Garza. And this team is coached by Nisha Campbell.
Let's take one step forward. Good. There you go. All right. Looks good. All right. Yep. Here goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Good.
And then we also have our Lubbock High Esports state qualifiers. They'll be coming in next. From Lubbock High, we have Adita Matthew. Andrew Harris. Drake Johnson. Drake actually won state. James West. Jet Hurst. Keon Paxad. Mia Jackson. Macias Sauceda. Rowan Hillis. And Rowan actually attended Hutch Middle School this year and competed with our high school team. Sean Gossett. Walter Velasco. And not able to be here today was Adrian Moreno, Alan Garcia, Asher Palaja, Blake Downing, Branson Davis, Davis Owen, Hannah Bartholomew, Kane Orta, Nathan Herrera, and they are coached by Dr. Chris West.
Back up here for a group picture. Wow. High picture. Lubbock High Esports.
Flip your shoulders. Here it goes. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Good.
Wrapped it up. That's awesome.
Just a second for transition. Okay. Wonderful. All right. Our next order of business is citizens' comments. I don't believe we had anyone sign up in advance, and no one had signed up today prior to the meeting started, I believe. So, okay. So with that, and no one had signed up for a posted agenda item. So, with that, yep. Then the next item on our agenda is an executive closed session. And an executive closed session will be held under the provisions of Texas Government Code Chapter 551. It is 6:26 p.m. and we are adjourned to closed session. It is 6:31 and we are reconvened from executive closed session. Do we have any action items following closed session?
Yes, ma'am. I move that we hire Amanda Boland as the Director of Federal Programs.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion by trustee Ratcliffe. Golly, I'm nervous. Second by trustee Chavez. Those in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. The motion passes 6-0. All right. Sorry, Amanda.
You are great.
I'm learning.
President Sharp, Board of Trustees, Dr. Rollo, thank you so much for the opportunity to continue serving our district, our campuses, and our students. I also want to thank my husband, who's here with me tonight, Carl. He is my anchor and my biggest supporter, and I love you. I also want to thank my daughters, Haley and Camden, who couldn't be here tonight, but are definitely my biggest cheerleaders as well. And my parents, Raymond and Susan Pickett, for their constant love and support. I know that I am only here today because of them. I also want to recognize my federal program staff, and specifically Brenda Wells and Tammy Bridges, for always being there to teach me all things grants when I moved into this new role, and answering my questions, putting up with all of my what ifs for all of these years. I would not be ready to move into this new role without their support and guidance. Moving from a campus role to federal programs 3 years ago gave me many new opportunities to support and serve our district. Building relationships with and working alongside campus and district leadership has helped me better understand the balance between financial stewardship, compliance, and meeting the needs of our campuses and students through our Title I Part A program. While this work can be challenging, we've made a lot of meaningful progress over the last 3 years, and I look forward to continuing that progress as my role expands to additional grant programs. Coordinating the use of those grant funds to support the district and campus goals, while also helping ease the strain of our general fund budget, is a responsibility and a challenge that I'm ready to take on, and I appreciate your trust and confidence in me as I step into this role. So thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Do we have another motion?
I move that we hire Jimmy Moore as the Director of Student and Parent Resolution.
A motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hands. All opposed? I believe it passes 6-0.
Yes, and I will just share that Jimmy Moore is coming back to the Lubbock ISD family. He served in our district in 2 different principalships and also in our HR department. And then he left us 9 years ago to work for the Children's Home of Lubbock. And then more recently, he's been working for a nationwide network that connects faith-based organizations with children's homes. He offered to come back from a previously planned trip early to be here tonight, and I told him that was not necessary, that we could move forward, and we will introduce him to you on June the 11th at our special called meeting.
That's great. Well, congratulations, Mr. Moore. Familiar and welcome face back. Do I have an additional motion?
I move that we hire Catherine Mahan as the Director of the REACH program.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by raising your hand. Opposed, same sign. Passes 6-0.
Good evening, Dr. Rollo and members of the board. Thank you all for the opportunity to serve as the next director of the REACH program. I am deeply honored. I'd like to begin by recognizing my family. With me here today are my spouse, Dr. Jatan Mahan, who serves as a diagnostician for the district, my daughter Emily, who is a sophomore at Talkington, my son Owen, an 8th grader at Hutch. Additionally, my parents and sister are here to support me. They are my why, and I'm incredibly grateful for the sacrifices they've made and the support they've provided to allow me to serve the students and families of this district. I've had the privilege of working with some incredible leaders during my 23 years at Lubbock ISD. I especially would like to thank Lisa Bryant and Dr. Kami Finger for being examples of how to lead with high expectations while loving people. Your support has developed me into a better leader, and I am truly grateful to have learned from the best. To my incredible Reach family, I'm grateful that our journey continues together. I'm amazed daily by your ability to forgive and start each day anew. You see the good in every child every day. I am truly thankful for you. We have built a culture at Reach unlike anything else, and I am excited to see where the next step takes us. I appreciate your steadfast support of the REACH program and the confidence you have placed in me as we lead as we uphold our mission, changing lives through healing. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, another motion.
I move that we hire Daniela Torres as the principal of Ramirez Elementary School.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Second. All in favor, please indicate by raising your hands. Opposed, same sign. I believe it passes 6-0. Ms. Torres.
Good evening, President Sharp, trustees, Dr. Rollo, and members of my beautiful Lubbock ISD community. Before I begin, I would like to introduce my family who are here with me tonight. My husband, Daniel Torres, my daughter, Sonia Torres, who is a third grader at Ramirez Elementary, going to fourth. My mom, Juana Chavez, and her husband, Jesus Armendariz, my brother, Eric Diaz, and his girlfriend, Destiny. I have 2 more brothers at home. Shout out to them and their family. Their love, encouragement, and continuous support have made this journey possible, and I am so grateful to have them all by my side. I would also like to thank you, the Board of Trustees, and Lubbock ISD for investing in my growth as a leader. Through the opportunities such as the Texas Tech Principals Fellows Program and the Holtzworth Principalship Program, I've been challenged, supported, and prepared for this next step. These experiences have strengthened my commitment to serve our community. Lubbock ISD's 3 pillars, loving people, developing leaders, and valuing data, align deeply with my beliefs as an educator and a leader. They will continue to guide the work that we do every day to ensure students have the opportunities and support that they need to succeed. I would also like to extend my appreciation to Mrs. Melissa Hernandez for her leadership and her dedication to Ramirez Elementary. Her work has positively impacted our school community, and I am honored to build upon the strong foundation that she has established. As we look ahead to the next school year and beyond, my vision for Ramirez is clear: to continue strengthening partnerships with parents in the community to support every child every day. Together, we will foster a culture of caring, internationally minded students and staff. Thank you for your confidence and the opportunity to serve our students, our families, and our community, and I am really looking forward to the work ahead.
Congratulations. Do we have any further action following closed session?
I move that we hire Heather Thornburg as principal of Roscoe Wilson Elementary.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by raising your hands. I believe once again, 6-0. Motion carries.
A little nervous. President Sharp, Dr. Rollo, and trustees, I want to thank you for the privilege of allowing me to come back home to Lubbock ISD. I grew up here, I went to school here, and always wanted to come and be a principal here, and it's finally got that opportunity to come full circle for me, so thank you very much. This district invested a lot in me throughout all those years and really poured into me and shaped me for the person and the educator that I am today. And serving that community that poured into me is truly an honor and something I do hold close to my heart. This district instilled in me an excellence in education, and I've carried that with me my entire life and my entire career. And I'm proud to be able to carry on that legacy here at Roscoe Wilson. I would like to note that my family is here, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, and I wouldn't be able to do the great things that I get to do with students and the families if they weren't supporting for me. And I would also like to thank apparently the faculty and staff of Roscoe Wilson. Thank you for your support. Again, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Congratulations. All right. With that, we will take a short recess of about 5 minutes and let everyone take pictures and celebrate for just a minute. So with that, we'll take a few minutes, 5-minute recess.
I'll do my best to honor our under the weather colleague and see if I can say any. Probably won't be as wise as what he does, but I'm going to first start and recognize all the senior students that took time to come back today and receive their awards. That shows how special it is to get recognized, and just wanted to give a shout out and a couple of a shout out to the Coronado Tennis All-State kids. Only two of them came, and I saw them in the hallway, and they said, we do anything for Chamberlain, so we're back. And it was also interesting to note that they were also the co-valedictorians that were recognized together, which I thought was cool. And also give a shout out to, I mean, so many people got recognized. I can't say enough about all of them, but Jolie has been around, and she's been just a treasure for us for a long time, and known her and her family for a long time. And it's pretty safe to say that John probably doesn't get it from his dad. It probably comes from his mom. So, and the last thing I'm going to say is, how awesome is it that we have a place in a program for every student? I mean, we saw that today, and from esports to FFA, athletics. I mean, just amazing, and grateful for all the educators that take time to do extra work and offer those programs. So great job to everyone, and welcome to our 5 new leaders. A lot of challenge on the horizon. Those are some pretty flagship programs and schools that have new leadership, and it seems that they were escorted in quite welcomingly, and looking forward to what they do.
Anyone else? Okay.
Congratulations to each and every person that walked in through these doors. It never ceases to surprise me, all the amazing things that LISD has to offer, including the tech fellows. Daniela Torres is one of our tech fellows, and now she's a principal. She has a story. If any of you guys have not heard her story, we all have stories, but she has an amazing story. It's amazing. So take the time to talk to her about her story and how she's got where she's at. So again, kudos to her and to Jolie. Goodness, she is definitely an asset to all of us here. She does great things, always has been, and continues. She's definitely a people person, loves kids. So congratulations to everybody. I'm not going to keep going. We have a long evening ahead of us still. So again, congratulations to everybody, and God bless each and every one of you. And thank you guys for being out here and our staff.
Lots of great support. All right, with that, we will move to the financials. Approval of the budget summary report, budget amendments, and budget transfers, statement of taxes collected, and the investment report for April 2026. Dr. Wilkins.
All right. Good evening, President Sharp, Board of Trustees, Dr. Rollo. I will start with the first page here, and it's going to be our revenues over expenditures. And I'm going to draw your attention down to total expenditures to the far right column, and it shows to be 85.47% expended. We should be trending about 83, but that's not a huge variance, so we're doing okay right there. So that's about normal where we need to be. Moving on to the next page, we have our food service fund. And I just really like to give some kudos and thank Aramark, Carol Evans, and Dr. Anderson for what they do for our food service, because they do a great job feeding our kids and taking care of all the business that needs to be done there, and then keeping our budget balanced there. Second, moving on to the next page is debt service fund. There is no issues with our debt service fund. We stay on top of that. We're generating just enough, actually too much revenue in our INS rate, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit when we get to the budget portion. But that's going to come back and help us in this next fiscal year. So debt service is looking great. Moving on to our capital projects. This is our bond account that we're starting to pay money out of. And you can actually see that starting to move now, and that's a great thing, because we're getting some movement on those new buildings. We're starting to get some things situated with plans and that sort, so that's looking good. Moving on to the next item, this is our Head Start program, and for our newest board members, this functions on a different fiscal year. This is a March to February fiscal year, so it doesn't align with our fiscal year. So that throws some hiccups in there that we have to work around, but we are trending along well. Joni does a great job with our Head Start program and managing that, and we really appreciate what she does. Moving on to the next page is our budget amendments. This is one that you're going to see slowing down at this time of year. We don't have a lot of budget amendments coming in because we've already cut off spending. We're trying to slow down so we can close out for the end of the year. So our budget amendments have slowed way down. You have one big one for capital projects. That's that the security cameras that you approved last board meeting. Other than that, they're really small. This next one you're going to see is actually trends up at the end of the year. This is our budget transfers. This is when people start scraping their accounts so they can cover those expenditures that they're ready to get, that they've put in POs for before May 1st. The next page is our current tax values and what we've collected. And this report is based on our fiscal year. We look at it several different ways, and I'm going to walk you through it. This is our fiscal year. We've collected 87% according to our fiscal year. If you go to the next one, this is according to LCAD's fiscal year. And so they've collected 94% on their fiscal year. The next page shows you exactly kind of the breakdown over year by year. So they run October to September, where we run July to June. So you can see we're trending about 95.29% collected, which matches pretty close of what we've been doing the last 4 years or so. Moving on to the next page. This is our investments. Tim Barnes, our treasurer, does a great job with this, along with Plains Capital working with us. We're currently getting a steady 3.78% return on our investments, which is, if you have followed the market at all, that's really good at this time. And the offer that Plains Capital has on the table for us is really good, so they take good care of us with that. The next page. This is just something for your evening reading pleasure, is our cash flow statement. So if you'd like to monitor how we're looking at our cash flows with our receipts and disbursements, you can follow that and see where we're at there. We monitor that just to make sure that we have enough in the bank at all times. The next page is, I'm going to show you, is our enrollment. And the one thing that I'll draw your attention to is the last page, that enrollment. And the September board meeting, we were down 910 students. This one shows down 698. So that is a positive. That is a huge positive. And so I will tell you, student enrollment is dollars. So that's a big thing there. Next page is total enrollment count. You can see it goes back to 2017, and we are trending down, as we know. And that is just kind of the history in public education being carved right now, is we are a declining enrollment district, and so is public education. So we need to work on that. Moving on to the next pages is your campus attendance reports. I'd like to highlight a few that I've been monitoring, and they've really started pulling ahead of everybody. Is Talkington at 95.7% attendance, McCool 96.7, Honey 95.5, Miller 95.7, Ramirez 95.5. That's excellent, because we get paid on average daily attendance. So that's awesome that we're getting those kids to school. They need to be here to learn, but that's also how we get funded. And if you want to know a little history here, so in 23-24 we were at 92.4%. 24-25 we were at 92.6, and we're now trending at 92.7. That slight increase equates to about $250,000. So I'd be happy to answer any questions about the financials.
I think we say it from this dais all the time, but we know the declining birth rate is the majority of the reason that we are, our numbers are trending down. So we are, unfortunately, not very many new homes, but we got some beautiful new schools that, as we've seen with Miller, families are moving back into that neighborhood. So but we appreciate the work, I certainly do, on monitoring that attendance, so we get that ADA as high as possible. So thank you for the reports. Do I have a motion to approve the financial reports for April 2026 as presented?
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. I believe the motion carries 6-0. All right. Next, we have approval of minutes for the workshop meeting held April 9th, 2026, and the regular meeting held April 23rd, 2026, and the work session held April 29th, 2026. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the April 2026 board meeting as presented? Second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. All right, we'll move into academic action items. Consideration and approval of agreement to participate in the shared services arrangement with the Lubbock Regional Day School Program for the Deaf. Dr. Rollo.
Yes, so Lubbock ISD is proud to serve as the fiscal agent, and we are also a member district of the shared services arrangement for the Lubbock Regional Day School for the Deaf. And this agreement allows us to provide an array of auditory services to children with hearing impairments from birth through high school throughout the region. And this is a large region that includes several counties. And so students come to us to receive these services, and then the districts in which they live pay us an amount that's in this agreement.
Any discussion?
And I do want to thank Lisa Biltron. She is our new coordinator for this program, and Dr. Kami Finger, who also helps oversee this.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve district participation in the shared services arrangement with the Lubbock Regional Day School Program for the Deaf?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by show of hands. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next, we'll move to the consideration and approval of recommendations submitted by the School Library Advisory Council regarding the current list of books under reconsideration. Dr. Rollo.
Yes, so for the last several weeks, if not months, the SLAC committee has been working diligently to work through the reconsideration forms that had been turned in, both legacy forms and newer forms that had been turned in, really for a lot of months. So I really am grateful for their work in going through these books and determining if they need to stay in our libraries, if they need to be removed from our libraries, or sometimes they look at a book and say, we need to move this from middle school to high school or out of elementary to middle school and high school. So you have had access to that list, and it's also been public. And so this, you can see that they have diligently worked through these, because the decisions are not cookie cutter across the board. You can see that they have made decisions based on each and every individual book. And I just want to take a moment and really thank them for their work. I also want to thank Kim Callison and Amy Higgins, who have served as our district people who have helped coordinate their work, and Misty Reber, of course, as well. And then I want to thank our librarians, because several of them also volunteered to help process along with a SLAC committee member. So I just want to thank them for their work. This has been an arduous process, and they've done a great job.
I think that's well placed. And these are all volunteers, and they're all parents of students in our district. So it's a considerable amount of time, and they have been very thoughtful about the process. So I think we all agree, kudos to that group. So do I have a motion to approve the recommendations for each title on the current reconsideration list as approved and submitted by the School Library Advisory Council?
So moved.
Okay, a motion and a second?
Either way.
All right, that's great. All in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Moving on to the consideration and approval of the language of instruction model for dual language for Lubbock ISD. Dr. Rollo.
Yes, and so you guys gave us approval at the beginning of this school year to start a dual language committee. And this was a large committee of 52 people who met throughout the year. They looked at our current data, they looked at relevant research around what would be the best dual language model that Lubbock ISD could adopt and then be able to support as we move forward. And I want to give huge kudos to Misty Reber. She really led this effort and had the vision behind it and did a beautiful job of facilitating and having others help lead different parts of this work throughout the process. And so we are very pleased today to bring to you our instruction model that we would ask for your consideration and approval to implement as we move forward. And I also want to thank, we have three, do we have three or two? We have two of our principals of dual language campuses here, Becca Navarro and Miranda Reyes. So thank you, thank you. They were instrumental in this work in helping to get buy-in and consensus of what model we would move going forward. So Misty, I'm happy to let you add anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. We just want to say thank you to our committee members. Thank you to Trustee Chavez for serving on that committee. But we've spent a year together every month, spending time that people have volunteered their time. We've had university representatives, service center, teachers, administrators, and community members. And in all of our learning, we've learned that instead of looking at our model, looking at our language of instruction is where we need to go. I think the important thing for our community to understand is that the language of instruction is an adoption of just that, saying what will we teach at each grade level and what language will we use at each grade level. This is not for the implementation in the 26-27 school year. We will now convene, with your approval tonight, a transition committee that will build a transition plan to look at implementation in years to come and what that will look like for students on each one of their campuses. And a special shout out to these administrators who did a great job, not only presenting, sharing, studying, spending lots of hours together to try to make sure that what we did fit all three of our dual language campuses as we move forward.
Thank you. And oh, go ahead.
I just want to add to that. The model that was chosen is actually a win-win for everybody. Can you please talk about that model?
Yes, ma'am. So as many of you know, we spent the year studying both a 50-50 and a 90-10 model. And what we learned when you think about dual language is that both of those models have incredible attributes when done with fidelity that support students as they grow and as they learn. And so we chose to look at a language of instruction that is a blend of both of those models to make sure that we are supporting all kids as they grow over time. So those will be our next steps as we look and study for professional development, curriculum, and look at how we build that over the years to come. We want a very robust dual language program across Lubbock ISD. We value and support both biliterate and bilingual students that are proud of their culture and their heritage. We wrote a vision statement around where we want that to go in the future. And so we want to make sure that we build that with intentionality.
Any other comments? Okay. So with that, do I have a motion to approve the language of instruction model for dual language in Lubbock ISD? We have a motion, second? Motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Now we'll go to consideration and approval of the Memorandum of Understanding with Texas Tech University for the Teacher Preparation Program. Dr. Rollo.
Yes, so in Kathy Rollo's opinion, this is one of the best things that came out of the last legislative session, was something called the teacher prep allotment. And this goes right along with your board goal of recruiting, retaining, and rewarding highly effective teachers. This provides money for teachers who are serving in a year-long residency. That's what we call it. But it's where they are in a program like we used to call student teaching, but it is a year-long program. And so this, we are bringing to you today a consideration and approval of a Memorandum of Understanding with Texas Tech University for the teacher preparation program. And so we will work very closely with them and be able to provide stipends for our mentor teachers as well as dollars for the students who are in the residency program. Misty, do you want to add anything in addition to that?
We're just excited about the opportunity with the state. We have already, we have worked through to interview candidates, and we are working with candidates who want to do their residency in Lubbock ISD and then want to teach in Lubbock ISD. So we get the best of both worlds. They get to train with us, and then they get to become part of the Lubbock ISD family.
Any further discussion?
And I want to thank Beth Barrage and Crystal Floyd for their work on this behind the scenes.
Very good. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the MOU with Texas Tech University for the Teacher Preparation Program?
So moved.
The motion, is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. Opposed, same sign. The motion carries 5-0, and we'll let the record reflect that Trustee Ziegner abstained from the vote.
Okay. Yes, sorry. Thank you.
I believe that's what I saw. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
My apologies.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's all good. All right. We'll go to the consideration and approval of the 26-27 schedule of board meetings. Dr. Rollo.
Yes.
It's the Kathy Rollo show tonight.
So after much discussion and talking through with you guys in previous sessions, we are bringing to you an annual item, and this is just our board workshop and regular meeting schedule for the 2026-2027 school year. And if we decide to make any changes to the schedule, it would have to come back to you for approval.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor, please indicate. Oh, do I have a motion? Sorry, I need that first. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. A motion to approve the 26-27 schedule of board meetings as presented.
So moved.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. All those in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next, we'll move to the consideration and approval of the Student Transportation Services contract for 26-27. Dr. Anderson.
Thank you, Ms. Sharp and Board of Trustees and Dr. Rollo. There are times where we have RFPs that come up that really have, I mean, they're all important, but they have huge impact. This is one of those. And I want to start off by thanking Carol Evans for not only the work that she's done, but how conscientious she is about this. These are really important times as we are looking at declining enrollment, and we are looking at all of these budget elements, that we take a look at every single thing that we do, and we try to ensure the best value and the best price that we can get. And sometimes we have deep relationships with people, and we have to put those on pause, and we have to go through our the proper work to assess everything that we do and the expenses associated with that. So Carol has done a really great job of making sure that this entire process has been exactly by the book, that we have taken an opportunity to look at every aspect of it. And in this case, we're really happy to recommend for you that Durham was in fact our lowest bid in this particular process, and I want to outline how exactly this works so that everybody completely understands. So there really are multiple portions of this contract as it comes in. Some are considered to be base contract pieces, which is sort of the routes we run, the things that are the same all the time. And then we have these other supplemental services that are associated with that. We don't know how many students are going to advance to state. We don't know how much maintenance we're going to deal with, or you know, what's going to be thrown our direction. So we have rates that are included in the contract, but those then generate other costs. In this particular case, we have a reduction of the base services, which is a really good thing for us. And in addition to that, some things that are very important, which is a dramatic increase in some of our security and safety protocols that will go along with this. So we will now have cameras on every bus that will be going in, both the front and the back, which will help us from a security standpoint, and also a sophisticated hands-free experience for our drivers that'll increase safety and GPS tracking and all of the things that you expect to go along with that. In addition, we have the option to move to a student tracking system through Wayfinder, which we believe is going to be potentially a really important tool for us in terms of student safety. Still some pieces to go there. Beyond that base contract, then there are additional monies that we spend. Those additional monies, we can potentially control some portions of that. So the other thing as we enter into this contract is that we are taking a very good look on the elements that we can control, ways that we can potentially look at reductions. And in the future, we'll be bringing you some of those options for potentially reducing the fleet, which would reduce our maintenance, which there are other pieces to that.
that one item could save $100,000 on the estimate that we have right now, just by itself, just on maintaining buses that are not currently moving. So there are some other elements that we are looking at. So what we're bringing to you is we're bringing a not to exceeds number that we expect to beat significantly. What we want is the flexibility to be able to work inside of the projections of what we're seeing for all the costs associated with transportation. That way you are seeing all of the elements of how those expenditures go, and then we can bring future reports on how we're doing with some of those supplemental costs. So our recommendation is to accept student transportation services with Durham as year one of 5. Those are renewable every year, so it's a 1-year contract with a 5-year agreement.
Okay. All right. Any discussion on that or questions?
What's the renewal look like? You said it's renewed every year.
It will come to you every year, but we do not have to go out for an RFP every year.
Is the price, is that renegotiated or is it locked in the renewal?
That's a great question.
Yeah, so components of these renewals stay consistent, and then components change. So when we bring that to you, we would be highlighting any elements that increased, and that's sort of a standard operating procedure for how these work. Over time, the agreement is really to outline the exact services and to understand what those costs are in terms of maintenance, and just all those pieces are outlined so that we can see everything. You still have the ability to make choices in the future.
But an example maybe would be with a UIL realignment that will drastically, or can very drastically impact some of, so in a future year we might have to go, okay, we need to plan for, we're going to be having to go to El Paso regularly or whatever, and that might change the pricing, but the standards would be the same. Is that what you're saying, in the expectations of the contract?
Yes, okay. That's exactly right.
Okay. Anything, Dave?
So
legislative changes can also impact how contracts are executed.
So on these upgrades that we're looking at, the windshield and interior cameras and the Wayfinder navigation, is that built into the base or is that supplemental?
That's built into the base of the contract.
Okay, so that, even with that, the base dropped about 500,000, but then the ask is the supplemental cost is to be not to exceed. I realize that we're not going to get there, but even that not to exceed is 900,000 above what we did this year. So kind of talk me through.
Okay, good. So think of this as if we did business exactly the same way at the new cost level, the total cost would be 8.9.
Right.
Our expectation is that we are going to be able to beat that number. What we want to do is make sure that we're not bringing you 5 things over time that are additions to this as those pieces grow. So I think it's safe to say that that's the maximum that we would expect for those supplemental services. As we're looking, the cost of maintenance is one of the larger items in terms of hourly rates and some other pieces that have increased to the point where we have to put those pieces in, and we have to anticipate what would this cost in what we would consider to be a most intense scenario. So if we did exactly the same things and we did those supplemental services at that new cost, that's where that increase would be.
Right, got it. I'm just trying to wrap my head around, lower student count, doing the same thing the same way would then suggest we're going to have the same number of students, which we're not, right? We're going to lower those. And sorry for the question.
No, I think this is great.
This is going to get to what Dr. Wilkins is going to present later, and
yes.
Where we're looking at
I think
penny. So
for sure, that's a great, easy assumption to make. Also, to say, well, our student numbers are going down, therefore, and I think we can make some of those assumptions along the way. What happens in real time is that those things tend to work in terraces. So when I say that, what I mean is they're not completely linear. As you reduce students in certain areas, you still have to maintain these bus routes until it gets to a point where we can then combine. And also, if we're moving, I mean, one of the strategies that we're looking at is how we can combine activities in some places to make sure that if we potentially have multiple schools for an event, that we're combining all of those buses and we're filling the buses, as opposed to sending one to each school. And there are options for that. Those things are a little bit difficult to predict, but they also don't decrease linearly. You expect them to, but they don't quite do that. So we have to, what we want to do is set out for you, much like we compare budget versus audit. Like, we want to make sure that we've captured all the funds that might be necessary for us to execute all of these elements. But then when we come back, we're, you know, our intent and our goal is to significantly reduce those costs that we can control.
And just for clarification, we own our fleet, but we contract with Durham for the maintenance, and that's where you're talking the cost of mechanics and such going up.
Yeah, and there really are about 8 or 9 different pieces in that have to do with the fact that, yes, we do own these assets, but we're contracting with them for, you know, drivers and driver pay, and all of those pieces are tucked into this also, because remember, we don't carry the human resources for that within the district. That's separate as a part of a contract, just like our other large-scale third-party contracts for services.
Another factor to consider, along with the declining enrollment, is although we're declining enrollment, our numbers of students who are receiving special education services has not declined. And by law, we provide transportation to families who need that for students who are accessing those services. And so those routes have actually probably increased because of those numbers not declining.
Any other further questions?
Location of events also factors into that we don't have control over. So if Mr. Haskins calls us and says, hey, this UIL event now is held in Houston versus Dallas, that's a substantial cost increase that we have to incur, and we don't have a choice over it. So we got to get those kids there, we got to get them back, and we don't have a choice in that. So that's always a factor that we play in.
Thank you for the explanation. Very well defined. Thank you.
So do I have a motion to approve the student transportation contract with Durham School Services for the 26-27 school year?
So moved.
Have a motion of a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. All right. Moving on. We're going to the consideration and approval of state waivers for attendance. Dr. Rollo.
Yes, and so the state allows us to apply for a waiver either as a whole district if we qualify, or by campus if attendance due to a weather event or an emergency event is 10% lower than the district or school's average the whole entire previous school year. And so on January 28th, you guys know we had a weather event in the month of January. So your approval allows us to go in and apply for any waivers that we actually qualify for. As a district, we did not qualify as a whole district, but we do have multiple campuses that do qualify for waivers. So this just helps us to get that ADA settled up. Happy to answer any questions. Grateful to our technology department for helping, and to Stephanie. Stephanie worked very hard to figure out these numbers and schools qualified, so thank you.
Thank you. So do I have a motion to approve the submission of the state waivers for low attendance on January 28th, 2026 as presented? Have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Okay, Dr. Anderson, we are going to move approval of district purchases.
Okay, we have quite a few.
Okay.
I'll zoom through them. The first one is our student athletic insurance. This is a not to exceeds amount. This is from Texas Kids First. The second piece is our contract with Buddy Holly Hall. That includes a number of different parts, but allows for us a certain number of days in the hall and outlines some of the pass-through rates there with our relationship with Buddy Holly Hall. That's $555,000. A lot of people have been involved in recently in negotiating that piece, and so there are kudos to go all around for that. That is a good agreement. The next two are interlocal agreements with Texas Tech University. These are for audiological services, and also as part of TIA, some additional administrative services that are both captured in those interlocal agreements. The next piece here is really utilities. The next three are utilities, so that's just standard what you would expect to see as overall district purchases for Atmos, for LP&L, which is our water and sewer, and then electricity on a separate line there with direct energy. And you can see those numbers outlined. Those are estimates, as I understand this one piece. Can you clarify for me on this?
Yes, we work to trend those out as much as we can, and we had a pretty good grasp on them up until the deregulation of electricity a couple of years ago that really threw a wrinkle in that. And so we're still trying to figure out where the electricity is going to settle in at. That's the one that's kind of the volatile one right now, but the rest of them we can trend out and be really probably 99% certain we're going to end up right in that area.
Thank you. The next two are fine arts purchases that have been discussed in some previous committee pieces. One is for instruments and the other for band uniforms. And then after that, we have three curriculum elements. IXL for our K-8 mathematics, STEM scopes, STEM scopes for our 6 through 8 curriculum for math. And that one, I want to highlight that price right there that is listed for $227K and some change, that's actually going to suffice for 2 years on that particular one. And these are IMA funds, those first two. And then Amira for our K2 reading, and then our acceleration tutoring for K through 5. That is going to be a combination of instructional materials allotment and general funds right there. We have our software, Microsoft Suite with licenses that's listed out there. Our frontline software package that's laid out here. And then as you go to the next, well, you'll see the frontline listed out in all of these different areas, and those are specified on, if you look under background, there are a bunch of different areas where frontline helps us. Those are specified to outline exactly where these funds come from and where they are assigned. We sort of view that although as comprehensive for frontline. And then the next one is Aptigee, which is a web hosting component that we have. And then the very last here is an interlocal agreement. This is on-ramps with the University of Texas at Austin. We capture typically this amount of money so that we have these in all of these different account codes, and they function in all of these different ways. Our average spending on that has been somewhere in the neighborhood of $15,000. Fast funding affects this also, but what we do is we capture that sort of a not to exceeds amount, well, not sort of, as an not to exceeds amount, and then there are a lot of variables that create expenditures in that particular place so that you can see that. Do you have any questions about these?
The Buddy Holly contract, is that yearly we go back into?
Yes.
Yes. It changes, and it usually goes up, correct?
Well, there are, yes. there are some complexities with that contract because the number of days that are within that contract that we use the hall is going to generate expenditures for pass-through charges. And so there are a lot of variabilities with that. So the goal is to get a balance between the overall use of the hall, making sure that we have access to everything that we expect to have from that original relationship, and then making sure that that the cost to district doesn't just move out of control. So it's a balance to make sure that we.
They've done a phenomenal job of bringing down the prices and the concession stands when we're there.
Yeah.
Folks can actually go in there and buy stuff now, from our district, so I really appreciate them doing that.
There've been some considerations made on lunches, that Aramark can provide lunches for students and staff, and they have made some considerations, and lots of good work done. It's been much more collaborative this year. I think it's been very, very well done. So I'll thank Mr. DeLeon and Ms. Reber especially for working on that. This is a lot of this, especially for our new trustees. We have talked in committee, so it does feel like a lot, but good stuff. I did want to call out, and you put it in the explanation, but we're going to get our band uniforms on a rotation, and you explained that in Student Achievement Committee, I believe it was, but to really help us make sure we are not trying to do that all at the same time. So.
Yes, okay, so this actually touches a number of things that we'll be continuing to look at. What we're looking at is refresh cycles for as many things in the district as we can possibly get. This helps us as a district to stick to the priorities that we have without falling over cliffs.
Yeah.
One of the things that's important for I think for the public to understand also is that if we go in and we make large-scale replacements of something, we are setting ourselves up for a large-scale replacement downstream somewhere that all happens at the same time. So the ultimate goal is to get this into a rotational cycle so that we can continue to provide the same standards over time, and then we can maintain our equity across the district with those standards as they move.
I appreciate that effort. Yeah, appreciate that effort.
Yes.
Go ahead.
As I'm sitting under these beautiful LED lights, it calls to mind the question of looking at our utilities, electricity. I don't have the year-over-year number, but how is the Schneider Electric contract impacting this number?
Thanks.
So we have that separated out. Actually, what we're doing is we budgeted the same amount as last year because they said that we're supposed to save enough to make our payment. And so I have the same amount budgeted with that amount pulled out because I am wanting to see that this next fiscal year. I'm one of those, you got to prove it to me in the end before I believe it. And so I'm holding them to that, and we're going to make sure that we stay under that before I actually give you an honest answer and say, yeah, we're going to come under it. So
outstanding.
In a meeting that took place 2 weeks ago with Schneider, they were adamant that they were going to stand behind the promises that they had made. That is a very good relationship as it has come about, and I'm feeling pretty confident about that also.
Great.
Questions or discussion? I'm going to ask that we pull out those first two interlocal agreements with Texas Tech University and vote on those first, and then we'll vote on the remainder of things on the spreadsheet. So do I have a motion to approve the interlocal agreements with Texas Tech University?
President Sharp, I'll recuse myself from these because I'm an employee.
Thank you. Is there a motion for those first two? Motion by Trustee
Second.
Chavez, second Trustee Ratliff. All those in favor, please indicate by show of hands. Those opposed, the same sign. Motion carries 5-0. All right. And now we'll have a collective motion to approve the remaining district purchases from the spreadsheet as presented.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second? Second? Yeah. All right. All those in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. Those opposed, same sign. The motion carries 6-0. All right. We will move to approval of district contract renewals. Dr. Anderson.
Thanks. So all of the items that you just looked at were specific purchases that we might do yearly, but they are not contracted out. In this case, these are the ones that are completely contracted out. So if you look at the term, you'll be able to see immediately which year we are and how long the term of that contract is, if I just could point that out. The first is year 2 for our Google Workspace Plus. This is licensed base, and that is the cost there, and we are continuing to have conversations about ensuring that the number of licenses fit the exact need for the district, so that as we have decreases, those are following. The second is for our Waste Connections. That is the last year of this contract. This is both scheduled and unscheduled waste collection and disposal, dumpster repairs, and dumpster replacement. The third is a software piece for network traffic monitoring with Conquest Technology. That is year 2 of 3. And the last one here is the renewal in the last year of its 5-year contract for the Early Learning Centers of Lubbock. This is the child care program at Dupree Academy. Any questions?
All right, if not, do I have a collective motion to approve the district contract renewals as presented?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by a show of hands. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. All right, the next item on the agenda is a presentation. Dr. Wilkins, here we go with the 2026-27 budget.
Good thing you got those approved, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm glad.
Before we do the budget
I'm glad I got things
presentation.
approved, so we keep going. All right. I'm going to draw your attention to a couple of things before we really get deep into this. You each have a binder, and you'll always have a binder for the new board members that has the budget, and then we'll keep adding to it so you can see what's in there and been added. The first thing I'll draw your attention to is the pocket on the left side. This is actually how we get paid. That's our payment class. And when you look at that, we are payment class 2, and it's in the center of the page. And if you'll look at the left column on the center of the page there, it'll tell you the percentage that we get paid each month. And you can see that we don't draw a payment each month. Hence, that's where your fund balance comes in. And that's the reason your fund balance is so important with that 3-month fund balance, to help carry you through those months that you're not getting a payment, so that we can make payroll and keep the district running. So everybody looks at that fund balance as, hey, that's a savings account to spend. No, that's a savings account to carry you through the months when you're not getting paid from the state and not collecting taxes. Okay, so that's important, I think, for you to know. The second thing is budget is always changing, and it's all my team's constantly running templates. We're constantly scrubbing accounts. We're looking at efficiencies, and we're constantly combing through things. So we don't really get a stopping point until literally about a week before the final board meeting, which is the June board meeting. So what I have in front of you has already changed slightly. So I want to draw your attention to that a little bit. And it's due to adding some positions at McKinsey and Dunbar, which was talked about amongst y'all. So some expenses have increased, but I'm going to go over it like it is, but just know next week you're going to see a little different one. So I want to draw your attention to that. So, I went too fast. All right, the first thing that we have here in front of us is the food service, which is our revenues over expenditures. And I'm going to draw your attention down to the right-hand side of the screen and show that we are adopting a deficit in this. And you go, why would you adopt a deficit in this? Well, if you look down at the bottom, we have $15.9 million in fund balance. And that fund balance is very restricted. We can only spend that on materials, contracts, PD, and equipment. We used to could spend it on some cafeteria remodels, like the structure of the building. You can't do that anymore. And so there's only so much you can spend it on. And so we're actually trying to adopt a deficit so that we can spend it down, because we get our hand slapped from TDA by having too much money in there. We cannot use that for teacher pay. We cannot use that to run the district. So just put that out there. The next slide that we're looking at here it just takes down our revenues and shows you where we're at. We are dropping in revenues. You drop in students eating due to enrollment, you're going to drop in revenues, okay? The next slide is our expenditures. And we're trying to adjust and spend a little more. I will tell you, with as efficient as Airmark is, we're probably going to come in balanced. And it's just how efficient they are. I mean, they take really good care of us, but they are very efficient in what they do. Moving to the next slide is our debt service. This is our INS rate, interest and sinking. This is our bonds, where we pay our bonds back with. So this is that 17.5 cents that we talk about on our tax rate. And if you look on the bottom right-hand side, you can see a deficit of $1.3 million. We actually knew that was coming when we started talking about the bond, because of the homestead exemption increasing and tax compression. We are naturally not going to collect as much on our INS side. And so you go, well, is that a bad thing? No, because if you look at the bottom, we have $43 million in our fund balance. So we need to spend that down. And you ask, well, what can we spend that on? We can only spend it on making this payment. That's all we can do. The only other way to spend that money would be to overextend ourselves and sell more bonds. And that is scary for a CFO. We don't like to do that. We don't like to overextend ourselves. So you look at $43 million, you look at a $1.3 million deficit, we're barely going to spend that down over the next few years. Because as tax values creep back up, we're going to catch back up where we're generating enough to be flat again.
I do want to call, just for the purpose of the public, that when the bond election happened, the legislature had not yet passed legislation to compress taxes and increase the homestead exemption. That passed, and then the following November, the public voted to do that. So when the election was held in May of 2025, those things we had no way of knowing were going to happen. So
you are exactly right,
so
President Sharp.
I want to be clear that we didn't go into it knowing that we were going to hit a deficit.
You're exactly right. We heard chatter of this,
yeah,
and so we planned for about 3 different options when we went into this, because we didn't really know which option was going to happen. And so you were given a perfect example of how the rules change in the middle of the game, and we have to make sure we're planning for every unintended rule.
Yeah,
and in previous times that the legislature has increased the homestead exemption, we were held harmless, and that did not happen this time.
That's correct.
Right. We were held harmless if your bond election passed prior to that, and did not happen this time.
So anyway, just want to make that clarification
ma'am.
for the sake of the public.
Great clarification. Next slide just shows our revenues, and you can see that's natural. Our revenues are going to decrease. Our homestead exemption increased, therefore that's going to decrease. Moving to the next slide, you're going to see our expenditures. I'll draw your attention to a couple things on the expenditure side here. If you look at the principal and the interest, you can see they kind of flipped from one year to the next, okay? When you take on more debt, you're going to pay more interest to the first of the debt, and then as we pay it down, it's going to get less, and so it'll flip back eventually. It's just, we were on the back end of a lot of our debt. Now we're on the front end of this. So that's the reason you see the flip there. The next slide is our key calendar dates. I'm going to draw your attention to 2 things, July and August. July, we get our tax certifications after we've already passed our budget. So I'll tell you right now, I'm working on estimations. We have a pretty good feel for it, but it's getting a little more difficult with as volatile as tax values are at this time with everything. So we're working off estimations. August 27th, we actually get our tax rate. So again, I'm working on estimations on calculating our tax rate. So it's highly volatile right now. It's not like it used to be in the past where it was pretty steady, and I felt real confident. It's volatile, so I'm being a little more conservative when I do things now. So moving on to the next slide, you can see the thing I'll draw your attention to is the 2.8% decrease up at the top left. Pre-COVID, we were at a steady 2% increase. Post-COVID, we averaged about a 3 to 4 increase. Now we all of a sudden saw a 2.8% decrease. That's that volatility that I'm talking to you about. We never saw changes like that. And that throws, when you're trending things out, a change like that is a huge wrinkle in your trend. And so therefore, we've got to have about 5 more years to actually start getting a new trend going. So it's going to be a little rocky. Middle, you can see the comptroller's formula where they calculate and it dropped. Then you look over to the right is our ADA. You can see prior year estimations, which that was about an 889 kid drop from the previous year. You can see the 20,500. I will tell you that I'd like to see that be more, because I think it's going to come in more about the 20,100 mark. But you know as well as I do, the more I drop that, the more funding that I am estimating we're losing. And so I'm trying to play a balancing game here and figure out exactly where we're going to end up at. And so I'm settling in at 20,500. We'll know more towards as we get closer to the June board meeting. Moving on to the next slide. This one talks about our tax rate. And our tax rate this year is 0.8674. You can see what our estimation was for this next year, 0.8604. It's 7/1000ths of a cent. So there's not a lot of flexibility there. So what I'm going to propose is that we propose the same tax rate, because we know it's going to come in lower, but I don't know how much. And the reason that I want to do that is because it's being financially responsible. Because if I post the meeting, then I don't have to post multiple more meetings and pay for that. So I know we're going to come in less. I just don't know exactly how much it's going to be.
For our new trustees, we have to post in our local newspaper what our proposed tax rate is, and it costs us every time we do that. So if we go higher than we know it is, we don't have to come back and it to be low.
So saves a significant amount of money on that right there. Moving on to a chart that I think is really beneficial for the public and for trustees and school members. If you look, you can see how our tax rate has been compressed over the years. It just keeps getting compressed more and more and more and more. And we'll talk a little bit about it here in a little bit. The state likes to say that they make it up, but we'll talk about that as we move forward. Next slide is our general operating revenues. You can see that we have an increase of $7.8 million. I will draw your attention to that little asterisk there, because House Bill 2 did give us some funding, but that funding was mandated in specific areas. We did not get to choose where to put that funding, and we'll talk about that in a couple of slides. The next slide that you look at, the middle section is yellow. The reason the middle section is yellow, I want you to notice it because it's estimations. It's all working off the template and estimations at this time. I work with LCAD. I work with Jeff Robert, who's our financial advisor. I work with TASBO, and we all review this and try to get the best estimations we can. And you can see that we had a $15 million decrease in taxes, but we had a $19 million increase in foundation school funds. That's the money the state gives us. So it's quite ironic that those are oftentimes very similar. Moving to our next slide. It's a breakdown of our expenditures. You will see, I'll draw your attention to the top right, that $14 million increase in payroll, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But we have a small increase in contracted services. That's something that happens every year we can count on. Contracted services go up. We fight it, we argue with them, we try to negotiate, and contracted services always creep up. Materials and supplies, we've cut just a little bit there. We've tried to be as fiscally responsible as we can and scrape as much. 6,400, which is a lot of travel and fees and dues, we've cut there. And then you've got some capital outlay increases. So moving on to the next slide, this is an important slide here. I was talking about that $14 million increase in that payroll. And if you look, we had approximately $6 million in the teacher retention allotment that was given to teachers, much needed, but that was mandated money that went to teachers. You have about $800,000 that went to support staff allotment, which was everybody else that wasn't a teacher and wasn't an administrator. So much needed, but it was mandated. And then we had the about $7.5 million increase in the approved pay raise last year. Much needed, but that's that $14 million increase right there in payroll. So moving on to our next slide. This one shows our major expenditure differences, and I've got on the left the increases and the right the reductions, and that's a net increase of $14 million. If you remember, we just talked about $14 million in payroll, okay? Remember, when we're talking budget, we're talking budget to budget, okay? So the budget last year was adopted pre-law, pre-new law, and so we didn't have that $7 million from the state in there. We didn't have a lot of that stuff in there. So you're going to see some larger numbers due to that being adopted pre-law. So, but you can see here we do have some cuts that we've made. I'll draw your attention to the fine arts cut. That is due to efficiencies, not cutting services. And then on the left, we have some additions. We talked about the band uniforms. Police is increasing. We're getting more police officers, so we're having to buy cars and things of that nature. We're bringing back some training, Durham, Sodexo. So you have a few contract increases there. The next slide is our preliminary revenues over expenditure. This is where you look at the bottom line. If you look at the bottom line, we're currently sitting at $14.1 million in this slideshow. That has crept up a little bit, more towards 14.9. So I will tell you that. But we're looking at 14.9 million. I know this one says 14.1, but we're going to keep going with that until you see the next presentation next week. The next slide is important because we have some big decisions coming up. So if you look, we have our $14 million deficit. We have health insurance that is a discussion coming up. We have a compensation that is a discussion coming up, which is going to affect, at the end of the day, affect our bottom line. So that's the reason you see those question marks there for that.
So does this 14 million, what is the assumption on these two that has factored into the 14 million currently?
What do you mean? Clarify.
No, it does not include those.
It does.
two.
Yeah, those do not. Those are question marks. We don't know what they're going to be at this point until.
But I mean, are they budgeted at the same as what we're
Same as now.
Okay.
Yes. This is if there are any addition.
Gotcha.
I should say. Yes. The question mark is any addition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's a great
Correct.
question.
Correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This does not include yet, it will on Monday, but it does not include yet the additional supports that we put in place at the two campuses that we've discussed.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Which is where you're getting the 14.9.
Yes, sir.
versus the 14.
Yes, sir. That is exactly correct. All right, moving on to the next slide. This is remaining budget issues that we have. Salary cost, they're still coming in. We're still hiring people. We run numbers if it's a vacant position based on an average, okay, that we put in the system. So if we hire someone and they're higher than that average, that's the reason we're constantly scrubbing the salary cost and rerunning those numbers because we want as accurate as possible. Next is non-payroll budgets. We're constantly talking to people and seeing if there's any savings that we can find anywhere else. Property values, we're waiting on those certified property values. They won't be here till July, but we're still trying to get as close to the estimate as we can. And then our tax rate, we're still just trying to estimate that tax rate. But I would be more than happy to answer any questions about the budget proposal.
I feel like we stopped you several times during the presentation.
It's a lot. Okay, with the money the state provided for teacher pay raises and the little bit that we got for the basic allotment, those levels of funding will stay the same this year from the state?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but what where we're losing money is that tax compression and increased homestead exemption is lowering our expected
Enrollment.
revenue.
Yes, ma'am.
And then enrollment.
Enrollment.
Those are the
Yeah.
drivers.
And completely I'm not going to say unfunded mandates. We get mandates that aren't fully funded, and that cuts into what we're having to spend. You rewind. I was just talking with Trustee Ratliff, and I went back to the 2003 budget presentation, and our tax rate was $1.60. And trustees set their own tax rate, what they wanted it to be. Now we're told what it's going to be. Now we're told what we're going to get in tax value, and our attendance is declining. I mean, it's just we're getting.
Yeah, I think we all know the reason. Just want to clarify that there are so many factors
Yes,
outside
ma'am.
our control.
Yes, ma'am. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah,
It's a lot out of our control.
I'll give a couple of examples of not fully funded mandates. One is having an armed police officer on every campus. The funding that we receive in our safety allotment does not come close to covering the cost of that, and we have to show good faith effort and budget to have a police officer on every campus. We don't budget for the police vehicles, and well, we do, but as we are adding police officers, we're having to purchase equipment and vehicles and then training and uniforms and all of those.
We get about $1.2 million a year, and we budget about 5.7.
1.2, and it costs 5.7.
Yes, ma'am.
Another example of an unfunded mandate would be the reading academies, and we will soon have math academies that are required for teachers to go through, and there's no funding behind those two initiatives. And so those are just some examples. Those are two small ones, but large ones that impact our budget. We are getting some additional funding year after next. Tiered funding for students who are receiving special education services, depending on the tier of services the student requires. This next year, we are having to enter a lot of data on every single child that we serve in those programs, and that is requiring additional data entry. And so there's an expense that goes behind that is not funded for this upcoming school year. So another example. And our Dr. Finger, our rock star, is going to testify on Monday to I believe it's the House of Representatives Education Committee around special education tiered funding. So we're grateful for her advocacy.
We are grateful for her expertise. Okay. Any other questions or comments? It's a lot, and so we'll visit more next week.
Yes, I'll be happy to visit anytime. Thank y'all.
You guys asking us to call another finance committee meeting, which will be on Monday, and posted, and so we can get more into the weeds at that meeting on Monday.
Yeah, it's just very complicated, and so. Okay. Dr. Rella, do we have a need for a second closed session?
Just a very quick one.
Okay, all right. That an executive closed session will be held under the provisions of Texas Government Code Chapter 551. It is 7:59 p.m. and we are adjourned to closed session. It is 8:26 and we are reconvened from executive closed session. Do we have any action items following closed session? Hearing none, it is 8:26 and this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.